You're listening to the Night Demon Network. Go to nightdemon.net/subscriber to unlock more exclusive content.
Every weeknight, it's Buzz After Dark.
You like that?
With Eric Steele.
Hang out with me Monday through Friday from 7 to midnight for the Buzz After Dark. It's kind of like the Titanic, except instead of 3 hours to sink, it takes 5 hours.
Freaks come out at night, that's for sure. The Buzz After Dark. After Dark.
All night long.
Awesome tunes, clothing optional.
Hope you enjoyed the ride.
Weeknight 7 to midnight on 102.9 The Buzz. Bill's Rock Station.
Night Demon fans and friends, we are calling upon you to get Welcome to the Night added to rotation on 102.9 The Buzz. Text the Buzz hotline at area code 615-399-1029 to request Night Demon's Welcome to the Night. That's area code 615-399-1029. You know what to do.
Hello, Merry Christmas, and welcome to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast. I'm your host, Nesbit, and today is December 25th, and instead of a regular episode, we decided to try something new. Last night, I got together virtually and did a call with Jarvis, Dusty, and Armand from Night Demon, and it was the first time that we've gotten on together since the podcast started, and it was pretty fun. This is the Night Demon Christmas Special. So before we get to the call, there's a few things I just want to mention. I'm not a huge fan of these calls with 4 people. Usually when you get 4 people on a call, you get kind of chaos with people talking over each other. This one wasn't too bad. I didn't want it to be a formal interview. We just kind of, I didn't want to run through a list of questions. It's a little all over the place, but it was fun to do, and I hope you get a kick out of it. So we're here for the first time live. It's Jarvis, Armand, and Dusty, and me. First time live on the podcast for the Night Demon Christmas Special. How you guys doing?
What up, what up, what up? I'm stoked to be here.
We are doing good.
Everything is fine here. How are you?
Yeah, it's funny because originally when we were doing the podcast, this is one of the things we said we didn't want to do was like get all on and like shoot the shit. And now that's what we're doing for the Christmas special.
Yeah, it's just a little too casual. But, I mean, I think it's really cool. I mean, the way that kind of like when we started this thing, we were kicking around ideas about how it would go. And it's like, could we actually talk this much about our band and talk about one band and kind of the journalistic approach that you've taken to this thing as actually, I think the 3 of us kind of look at it and we're like, wow, I guess our story is a lot more interesting than we thought, and then you get us here like this. And then this is kind of like, I think was our biggest fear of, what people would think, like when they heard that Night Team was going to have a podcast. Was it going to be the 3 guys just getting together every Friday, drinking or something and like, yeah, what's up? It's Friday night, So,
hey, remember that party? That was sick, bro.
Yeah, but no, this is cool. I mean, it's good to see all you guys. We're all for the fans listening. We're all here on a Zoom call. I'm at the Night Demon headquarters here in Ventura, California. I'm sitting here in the front office looking at all these gentlemen here on Zoom.
I'm 2 doors away from Jarvis in Ventura. at the captain's quarters?
I'm in Pennsylvania, man. I'm far, far away from you guys. Took a little quarantine break.
As far away as you can get from California.
Yeah. I'm just coming back for the holidays, just, hanging out. Taking some time while we're not super busy on the road at all. Like, not busy, period.
Well, that's the funny thing is I've been kind of working for next week, the end of the year in review episode. And I was kind of going through all the stuff that you guys have been up to in 2020. And you guys had a super busy year, which is weird because I think for most bands, they probably had, not much on the go. But, I think next week's going to be a pretty long episode by the time we get through everything. The singles, the podcast.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier today, actually. And for a year that's been in the fucking tubes for all bands, we only did really play one official show. But, we have been up to a lot. And it's pretty cool, kind of reflecting on that. I'm looking forward to that episode because that's one cool thing about our band. We've always worked really hard to keep stuff going. And besides releasing, the 5 singles, this podcast started right when that single, the week before the last single was released. And if you think about it, at least for the fans and friends, we've been consistent. Every week we deliver this show. And really, we've done probably, without touring, we've done probably more this year than we have before when you think about stuff like that, right? Like producing content and keeping the word out about the band. So this podcast, we want to thank you, Nesbit, because this podcast really, it's doing a lot for our fans and it's doing a lot for the band and it's doing a lot to keep us out there, especially with this downtime with this pandemic. A lot of bands, unfortunately, they just have to go away. And you look at social media and you just see pictures of all they could do is post pictures of, hey, this is when we played this show last year or the year before or something like that, so. Or
they'll post something and be like, can't wait to get back to this, and then you're like, well, yeah, speak for all of us there. But yeah, it is cool to listen to everything. And I think it answers a lot of questions that people have had, about the band or things that they've wondered and things that they never thought happened. And, it just kind of gives a whole, general idea of how everything is. And, it keeps us going. Yeah,
it's pretty interesting. It's fun. It's a fun podcast to do for me. Just, I don't know. I did that Maiden podcast for 3 years and that kind of wrapped up. And I kind of had that, that itch to do some kind of podcast, and doing podcasts with you guys. It's been fun. And like I told Jarvis, I wouldn't do a podcast on your band if your band sucked.
Yeah.
You guys, it's fun, and I don't know, it's cool for me too because as a fan to get I got some access to some stuff that I normally wouldn't. You know what I mean?
You get all the access. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really
and we've
why
been
you're
saving
doing
up
this.
a lot of stuff for this particular moment. You didn't think it would actually kind of take this for us to get all of our stuff out. We've been saving stuff forever since the beginning of the band, and it's like, when are we going to use this stuff? Is it going to sit around forever, or are we just moving stuff around? And I know Jarvis is a collector of everything, and it happened kind of sooner than later.
Just call it what it is.
Yeah, but
I'm a hoarder.
This whole thing came to fruition a lot sooner. So it kind of worked out to have all this stuff and to be able to put it all together and have the story,
Yeah, it is cool when I go to do an episode and I'm like, what do you guys have on this song? And you're like, you start sending me this stuff and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah,
I kind of wasn't expecting when we started this to get into the multiple episodes for, you know what I mean? But there's so much stuff to talk about. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we have a whole lot
pretty
more too. And just so everybody knows, we've gotten together and mapped out the entire 2021 episode plan. So we're really excited about that. We've got this archival closet here that these guys call the Jarchives. But I was thinking about it before this podcast. What if I just die one day? What's going to happen with all this stuff? And who's going to know what to do with it? And I'm really just happy that now it's this stuff is actually getting out there. And it's the subscriber site's really cool, and it's a cool place for the fans. And dude, Armand's been working his ass off. Like I'll walk over there with like a box of DVDs and CDs of like photos, live shows, demos, bootlegs. And he just transfers all this shit. He's got so much stuff. And like all the demos and stuff, I didn't even know we had, man. He's got like
besides
13 versions
the studio
of a song.
stuff. Yeah, it's all there somewhere. Sometimes it's like hard to find because in the heat of the moment, I just label it all weird or whatever, or we don't have a title. So sometimes it's like, well, what the fuck is this? Like it's the label like part 1, like 2015. But yeah, I just got to listen to it. I'm like, oh shit, okay, well there's that, like the working title stuff that I've sent you, Nesbit, to listen to that we've put up on the subscriber site. Like that shit's badass. And there's fucking a lot, depending on the song, depending on the time where we were working on stuff. Some of the songs, it's like, well, there's one demo and it's pretty much the song the way it came out, But some of them, like, there's like 10 versions. It's crazy. But that's the kind of stuff I like to listen to, when I get into bands that I love.
I love
like,
that kind of stuff too.
Let me hear the bedroom tape to the fucking final version. I'm down,
I remember when we did the Black Widow episodes, man, I was in Ireland.
A lot of those.
And I was in Ireland listening to it, and I called up Armand and I go, God damn it. I was listening to the demo and I was like, I did some awesome shit on there. Why didn't I do that on the record? The song is so much better. And then Armand's all, yeah, me too. The goddamn guitar solo is like fucking, it's so much better, And like the demo's not that good, but it's just the parts that we played. I was like, holy shit.
Certain elements.
I harmonized with him. I harmonized with him with the bass and guitar and the chorus. I didn't even fucking know that. We got into the studio and that idea just, I don't know. It just went away. So it's good to unearth all this stuff. It's really, really cool. And now I know how we're going to play it live.
I was just going to say incorporate it in the live show. Yeah. Exactly.
We'll do it live. Yeah. Do it live like that,
Yeah, these new singles, I can't wait to break those down this coming year. We're going to get into all those this year. And I can't wait to hear demos on that stuff.
I can't wait to play that shit live. It'll be nice to actually play some of those songs.
Yeah, have you guys played any of those songs live?
No, we haven't, have
Not
we?
No.
What about on your birthday,
An
Armand?
audience of one. No, we played it for
Kit Ekman.
Kit.
Yeah, so Kit came here a few months. What?
Who? Farkas?
No, it was what's his name for Farkas.
Yeah, Farkas. Yeah, my friend from Germany.
Kit didn't end up coming.
No, then we played for Kit later.
Yeah, we played it for Kit though. So Kit Ekman came
but
over.
He was the first.
Flew out.
Farkas was.
Yeah, he was the first.
Farkas was the first.
Yeah, but Kit Ekman flew out to help me organize all the archives. I mean, we really went through everything. It was crazy, like all the shit from the band, and like categorized it by year and by date, and made these books, and like it's crazy, but it's cool because now I can just walk in there and I know where everything is. But we played it for him, and actually, he's so cool, like because he knows that we're doing all this stuff and to kind of keep the archiving going. He actually, I went to our P.O. box one day and there was a letter in there from him, and he wrote down the set list that we played for him, like, and the date and everything. So it's like, and I was thinking like, well, goddamn, why didn't we record it? We need to record stuff more.
He made us play freaking Living Dangerous too, and we haven't played that in like years. I think it was like three or 4 years since we had last played that. And it was like, dangerous. It was awful. It was awful.
It was dangerous, to say the least.
So you guys are in California and Pennsylvania. Because I'm picturing Pennsylvania being very snowy.
Yeah, we had a snowstorm last week. Dumped like about 12 inches of snow, which is like a foot.
How many centimeters?
Yeah, thanks for those of you on the metric system. Yeah.
So
Conversion.
There's going to be some rain coming on Christmas, which is actually kind of funny. So now it's going to melt all the freaking snow, and there's going to be flooding and all that.
Yeah.
So
that's fun.
Something I've missed for a little while. I only ever got to come back to Pennsylvania just for like, a week. for Christmas and see my family for a limited amount of time. And when there wasn't a pandemic, you get stretched so thin because everybody wants to see you and you have to go and run around. And then before I know it, I'm in Germany again, or, you know, whatever we were doing. A lot of times we were touring in the U.S. in like January. I know we did a Skullfist tour like a couple
That was
years
brutal.
ago.
Yeah.
In the wintertime. And it just sucks to be in North America in the winter. And I mean, we've done it in Western Europe too, but wasn't anything that crazy. So I kind of miss it a bit. You know, I like being in the cold, and it makes it actually feel like winter. And when I was in California, you know, you're in shorts and a t-shirt during the day, and then at night it gets a little chilly, so you got to put a hoodie on, you know.
So just so everybody knows, that's why we call him Doppler D. He's like our local weatherman. Every time we're on tour, he knows the weather, he knows the precipitation, he knows all that. His weatherman name, what's your weatherman name? Dustin the Wind?
Well, that'd be my pro wrestling name is Dustin the Wind.
Dustin the Wind. Yeah.
Yeah, Dustin the Wind.
In the wind.
So, well, actually, on one of our first tours, back when like Brent was in the band, I think it was like we had just been playing like our first couple of shows with Diamond Head and Raven, and we were like waiting for the doors to like load in at the venue, and Jarvis was like, well, I don't know, like I forget what we were looking for, a store or something, and he's like, well, it says that it's this direction, and I'm like, well, the sun is setting this way, so that's got to be west. And he was like, what the fuck? He's like, oh yeah. What the fuck, dude? That's crazy. I didn't even think about that, you know?
He is part Native American, too.
I was just going to say that's brought down from the generations, the ancestors.
No, it's all the years of land surveying. You know, like, oh, where's north? And before phones had like compasses and shit.
The Squire Qua.
You know? Squires, yeah. The Squire's squaw.
The thing here right now, like, yeah, sure, it's nice, but it's dry and it kind of sucks. It's dry. The winds have been kicking up again, and yeah, you know. But
yeah,
it's
we've had some close
30
calls.
degrees or whatever, you know, so it's all right.
I know. I've been meaning to get out there. If there was no COVID, I think I probably would have been out there would have made an excuse to come out.
Yeah, dude, this thing is fucking brutal, man. It sucks. It's just like everything is just like back to square one here. Anyway, why are we talking about this?
No, fuck this.
We're supposed to talk about Christmas. So no Night Demon Christmas songs?
Nah, you know.
Never thought of doing one?
It's
Not
like,
yet.
we have thought about it, but it's like,
Yeah.
what, like, it's just so weird to sing about Christmas. I mean, like, there's some good, I don't know, are there good Christmas songs?
Christmas with the Devil. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that's like a parody kind of thing too.
Yeah. I
know.
mean, like if you're serious, like you got like a Twisted Christmas, the Twisted Sister thing. They really tried.
Is that
you know,
good,
they did
though?
No, it's not. It is
It's
not
just
good.
It's
awful.
We're not gonna take it, but with the lyrics of fucking "Oh Come On You Faithful," isn't it? Because it's the same song,
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Or just like King Diamond. King Diamond has a song called Christmas. It's not that good. And then he's got his most famous song is I can't even think of the title. What is it? He's got, doesn't he? Oh, No Presents for Christmas, you know, that he did like a long time ago. And like, you know, it's pretty, I guess it's pretty cool for him, you know, but like there's a heavy metal Christmas playlist and I looked at it the other day and I'm just like, man, it just bummed me out. Like, you know, I mean, Christmas is cool. I kind of like the atmosphere of it, but like, we're like not those kinds of guys. We're Halloween guys, you know? Like,
yeah, totally.
You know, we could write a song
It's
about
weird
that.
too. It's weird, like the stuff that you tolerate because it's about Christmas. Like I'll be listening to the radio, and you know, like that Paul McCartney "Wonderful Christmas."
Oh my God,
Time,
that's a terrible
Everywhere
song.
you
and like
go.
Elton John "Step Into Christmas." Those songs come on. Would anyone tolerate those songs if they weren't about Christmas?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think
It's almost like a free
it's- I don't
pass
know.
to be terrible. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was always a fan of the Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. Like,
yeah.
when I was a
there you
kid,
go.
I thought that was cool, right? Yeah, I thought that was cool. And then I think, did The Simpsons have a Christmas album? Like when they first started that show, something like that. I can't remember, but Yeah, it's a weird thing, man. Like Christmas is just. I guess we could segue into, since Armand mentioned it, Spinal Tap's "Christmas with the Devil." You guys have some. You guys, Dusty and Armand, have some history with that song,
Right. So Dusty, I know you know all about this song. Why don't you give us like a setup? I've actually got the clip here. I'll play the song. You set it up and I'll play it.
I believe there was like a compilation or something that we were doing in town, and Armand recorded the song at his studio. And I remember it being a pretty cool kind of thing to do. We watched, there's like this late night show that they did the song on, and it was hilarious. And we did it pretty much just like the way they do it for our Spinal Tap tribute. But when we recorded this Christmas song for this compilation, we did it New Liberty style, and we sped it up and rocked it out. And then it came out really well. I'm proud of the song. I'm proud of where that band was at the time. And that was a cool thing to do. Nesbit, I know you have the track queued up and ready to go. So here's New Liberty's Christmas with the Devil.
That was pretty cool.
Dude, that was
I remember.
so good.
Here, let me tell you a little story about that. Hang on, little funny thing. I totally remember this. When we recorded it, because when you record something like that, you can't help but just have fun and laugh when you're doing it. So when I'm doing it, I'm doing the guitar shit. I'm thinking, well, what would Nigel play here? Like, I got to do a Nigel solo. And when it came up, I think it was just one take, dude. I just did this stupid fucking thing. It was just like, I was laughing while I was doing it. And the guy's like, yeah, well, and that's what's on the tape. So there you go.
It's funny. Yeah, when we did When we did the Halloween episode, in the bonus section on the website, there's pictures of you guys as a Spinal Tap tribute, and you look exactly like Night
I finally found the footage. I finally got the footage. I'll send it to you, but unfortunately, I didn't get it up in time for.
Well, we can always put it up, dude. You know, that's the thing about the podcast. It's like it's archived, and like for example, I found a bunch more Vakken stuff today that I'm going to add to that content. So from Dirk, actually. So I was looking around online, and Jarvis, you actually have a Christmas song from years ago. Yeah, I used to sing in like a kind of a roots rock / soul band, and so I did this song called "Santa Claus is a Monster." And I see, again, going back to like Christmas songs, like if we wrote a Christmas song, I mean, I guess I already have, and I had to put a spin on it that was like evil, you know? And so the song, it's kind of like reminiscent of, it's kind of like a Screaming Jay Hawkins, I Put a Spell on You kind of vibe. But like, it's about Santa Claus, like being an asshole and like, you know, like treating his elves like slaves, like they're working in a sweatshop, and like, all the guy does is come and take your milk and cookies, and he doesn't, you know, he's an asshole, you know? And so he's a monster. So the song's called Santa Claus is a Monster. Recorded that all to 2-inch tape, all live at the Powwow Fun Room in LA. And then the B-side of that 45, there's 2 songs I covered, 2 Christmas songs from the old garage rock band, the Sonics. I recorded Don't Believe in Christmas, and then another song called Santa Claus. And that song is cool. So those are also both kind of negative Christmas songs, like 3 negative Christmas songs, like on a 45. But Armand recorded the B-sides here on his 8-track tape, but only 7 tracks were working.
Right, that's
cool.
okay.
Like,
that's what I thought.
He's got a half-inch. Is it half-inch or quarter-inch?
It's half-inch.
That's what you did. Yeah. So you recorded the B-sides to it. Yeah, right. And that was cool. We did that. Yeah, we did that here, and then I did a tour in Europe during Christmas time on that record that year. I think that was 2013. So now, actually, Night Demon was actually started, but we hadn't really started doing anything yet when that happened. So, yeah.
All right.
That's the track. I'm
going to play it now. This is Santa Claus is a Monster.
Now, I know they call this the most wonderful time of year. But let me tell you about the man who can take away all this Christmas cheer. He creeps down the chimney at midnight. House is sound asleep. Takes all my milk and cookies, leaves the crumbs for me to eat. I think Santa Claus is a monster. Treats all the elves like slaves. They work in a sweatshop all day. And one night Santa got drunk and he crashed his sleigh. He left his reindeer there on the side of the road. Oh, I'm telling you, Santa Claus is a monster. When I was young, I thought he was the man, but I didn't know of his sinister plan. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake, he knows if you've been bad or good, but I think he's a fake, and I know he's a monster.
I think that is pretty cool. It's like, it's like you were saying about having like an evil take on Christmas. So speaking of New Liberty did cover of Spinal Tap. What's this Kissmas all about? I'm
trying to remember how exactly it started, but I know one year for Halloween, like all the Halloween things that we would do, I had been part of a Kiss tribute band. And we were called Dress to Kill. We just did we dressed up in suits like that record and painted our faces. And then out of that, it kind of morphed into Kiss, this idea of doing this during Christmas time and doing a Christmas themed Kiss tribute band. Boy, I thought it was the fucking greatest idea ever. And I still think it is because no one has ever done it, dude. So we would dress up in Christmas sweaters and that kind of shit and do our face paint and then decorate the stage with all kinds of Christmas stuff and of course some Hanukkah things, because half the band is Jewish,
Gene and Paul.
I got to throw that in there.
Right.
And so every Christmas we would do
Only
2 or 3
half.
shows around, and it was hilarious, man. It was it was serious in the music aspect, but it was also a comedy show too, because our Paul Stanley was very comedic, and we would just make a joke out of Gene. Jarvis did a great Gene. I remember there was one moment where we had a segment of the show called Story Time with the Demon, and he pulled out his biography and read chapters or read a part of his own book, or I think you were gonna have a law book.
I was
or
at
something.
that gig. That shit was
Did
freaking
you do that
hilarious.
too?
No, what happened was, What the one year that we did it, I kind of wrote my own script, and I was giving financial advice to the audience.
Yeah.
I was talking about
great.
stocks and bonds and the Dow and it was pretty interesting.
But Jarvis is a good Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
That shit was
it's great.
freaking hilarious.
And I have a whole set, a whole video set we're gonna have up on the subscriber site that's never been seen. So you'll get the whole shebang with that.
That's killer. I want to see
The
it because
whole
I haven't
video
seen it
set
yet.
of Kissmas. That sounds hilarious. So Kissmas as a comedy Kiss Christmas themed tribute show sounds pretty awesome. I was looking through Night Demon tour dates, and one of them I saw in there is called Another Death Angel Xmas, and it's December 21st, 2018. What is that all about?
Yeah, those guys, Death Angel, a classic thrash band from the Bay Area from the 80s. They were a really interesting band back then. When they started, they were kids. They were I think the youngest member was 14 years old. And they were like a Filipino family, all cousins and they were just a really cool band. And they got into a really gnarly bus accident in I think 89 or 90, and some of the members got so extremely hurt in that, and that kind of broke up the band. But they came back later on, and they've been one of the better thrash bands of the old school. They're very good. But they do a Christmas show every year in San Francisco, 2 nights, and they actually just did one this past weekend. They did a live stream event. I heard it was pretty good. Kid Ekman can talk about that. He attended that online. But yeah, we were asked to play one of the nights, one of those years. Yeah, 2018, right? That year. And it was cool. It was great. It was at Slim's, which is no longer a club, unfortunately, because of the pandemic. But it was great. It was cool to go up to San Francisco. Because when you think about the Bay Area thrash scene, that's you've got Metallica, Exodus, Anvil Chorus, Laws Rocket, just so many, Death Angel, Testament, so many great, Bay Area thrash bands. And Chuck Billy from Testament was actually in the audience, and we played In Trance at that show, and he was so stoked. He was wearing an In Trance shirt, and he came out and talked to us after, and we kind of became friends with him after that. So it was just cool. It was a good showcase for us, and the vibe was really cool. So that's what I remember about it.
Lars from Rancid was there too,
Yeah, he
right?
was. And yeah, we became buds, and obviously him and Matt Freeman singing on Empire's Fall, which we'll talk about more when we get into that episode. But I don't know. Do you guys remember anything cool or crazy or fun about that show?
That show was great. I remember just kind of understanding where we were at the time and how cool it was to be invited to play that show. I think Ex Mortis was playing the night after us with them at that, which was cool too because they were buddies of ours, and to share the stage with them and to be in an intimate club like that, and just the energy of the room, and everybody was in a good mood, obviously, because it's like right around the holidays, and it's pretty festive, as festive as metal can get without Ozzy coming out of the rafters with bubbles and shit. So it was really cool freaking show. And I had just detailed a kit for my buddies, so I got to play this like old school like Ludwig kit with a big 26-inch kick, and it was just this monster drum set, which was cool too because it was San Francisco's kind of like a local gig for us. It's not that far.
Yeah, it was really awesome to play that.
That's all I remember from that.
For me, playing Slim's, which is a legendary venue, it was fucking a huge thing for me. Then just the crowd was awesome. Death Angel was amazing, and meeting a lot of cool people, like you said, like Chuck Billy and fucking Lars from Rancid, like telling us how much his kids loved our set and everything. And that was, it was all in all a bitchin' time. And I think we had a pretty good night after that too. We ended up raging it.
We did a rooftop party at Alicia's house.
Right,
remember?
with John Long.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then hung out with our buddy John.
Yeah, our buddy just from a random local band, just we hadn't seen in years, just randomly shows up like he just lives there, and apparently he's won a Grammy and all these things, and we're like, what?
And he like started like a crazy like software company or something up there, so he was a part of like the whole tech world there, and it was pretty crazy. And actually the drum set that I was playing used to be his, and then a friend of mine bought it from him, and he's like that was my old kit, dude.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. He actually sent a question in on, I think it was the last thing, asking about Mexico, because now he lives in Mexico. And he had texted me a couple months ago. He's like, bro, are you guys coming down here? I see like it's still saying you're coming to play this festival. He's like, I got this bitchin' pad in Tulum. He's like, I just bought a guitar and I'm opening up a restaurant. I'm like, of course you are.
Yeah. But by the way, the Candelabrum Fest in Mexico, we are scheduled to play the weekend of September 3rd. We'll see what happens, but that is rescheduled for September 3rd, 2021. So let's see. It's been quite a while since we've been down there, and it's been always good for us, Well,
it's funny because you were talking about that show on the last Ask the Demon episode.
Yeah.
And for bonus content for that episode, we had a contest where we were going to draw names of people that, submitted in the forum for a mysterious bag of Night Demon stuff that only Jarvis knows the content of. And
didn't they used to have like they had a segment like that on some heavy metal show. It was like, what's in my bag, and then like Lemmy's like pulling shit out, and
So I have all the names of the people in this Iron Maiden mug.
Oh, nice.
It's a big mug, so that means there's a lot of names.
I'll mix it up. I'm going to reach in and grab a random one. So you guys can see because you're all, witnesses. It's legit.
Yeah.
It is.
And the winner is
George Solano.
George Solano.
Oh, George, right
Congratulations.
on. All right, George.
Yeah, buddy.
So send an email to me, nesbit@nightdemon.net. That's Nesbit with one T. And we'll figure out the details.
How you're going to be getting hundreds of emails now. I'm George.
He's just going to get wait till he gets that severed head. I mean, that package.
Hey, speaking of, this is this is a little bit of a disappointment. So I went to the post office 10 days ago and spent some money and sent express mail a gift to Nesbit from the band that we wanted him to open live on the air here. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the USPS, is, I use them every day, but like they just can't be, they're basically bankrupt, and like anything they guarantee these days is guaranteed not to have happen. But that has not arrived at your house, Nesbit. And
I think it's equally Canada Post, because I think it's actually last time the tracking ends in Toronto, and that was like days ago.
Right.
And Canada Post is equally horrible. Like, So it'll show up.
Well, what
eventually.
I'd
yeah,
like
some of my Christmas presents aren't here, and it has like a day to get here, or like my wife is going to get a New Year's present.
Oh, that sucks.
The postman's been throwing back
so,
a few too many Labatt's.
What I'd like to do is have you take some photos of it when you do open it, and we'll put it on the subscriber content. But yeah, this gift is something really cool that you're gonna love, and it's something that I'll just say belongs. This is something that you need in your possession. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, cool.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I'll definitely let you guys know when it shows up. Hopefully, I was hoping it was going to show up by today, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But hey, they don't deliver the mail on Christmas, and it's Christmas Day, so
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this thing I just got in the mail, Jarvis, that you sent me, took 20 days to get to Pennsylvania from Indiana.
Yeah, I mean that's just
Yeah.
insane.
You know?
That's just insane.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
And
yeah, we could get.
I'm looking at like 2
You
weeks
know.
to get stuff that I order through Amazon Prime. So
Oh,
that's
dude.
what I'm dealing with here.
The fucking Pony Express.
They
or
got
what?
their own guys, you know.
So that's about it before our Zoom call
Yeah.
cuts out. I think this was not quite as painful as I was
No.
picturing it being. I was talking over each
yeah,
other.
and I'm just figuring out. I'm
Interesting.
figuring out new gear here too, so we're gonna have to do a couple little magic tricks.
Hey,
I'm
we gave
sure.
it a shot, but one thing that's cool about the Night Demon Heavy Metal podcast is every Friday we have a chance to totally redeem ourselves.
Every Friday we give it a shot.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Cool.
I hope
Merry
that
Christmas,
everybody
everybody.
out there
Fucking right on.
has
Yeah, happy
holidays,
holidays.
all that.
Nesbit, thanks again, brother.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
everybody has a Merry Christmas and enjoys the day today in any capacity that they can. And we'll see you next week for the year in review wrap up. There's a lot to talk about then.
A week from today. Yep, that's going to be a long episode. It's a fun one. All right, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Merry Christmas.
So that was my call with Night Demon, and I hope you found it at least entertaining. Before we wrap up, there is one other thing I wanted to mention. We have a listener and Night Demon fan named Paul who sent me a sound clip to play on the podcast. Now, I know Paul from my old podcast, Talking Maiden. He's a huge Maiden fan and now an equally big Night Demon fan. And like a lot of, Maiden, Night Demon fans, he thought Night Demon opening for Iron Maiden would be a great match. And he actually did something other than just like talking about it online. He took action. Actually, I'll just let him explain. This is his clip.
Hey guys, Paul here from Los Angeles. I was introduced to Night Demon through Nesbit and Josh's old podcast, Talking Maiden, the podcast of the Beast. If you haven't heard of that podcast yet, I highly recommend checking it out. The episode in particular, which I had heard of Night Demon on, was on episode 22, Talking Maiden with Night Demon. They had played the song Maiden Hell in its entirety, which I thought was a really cool tribute to Iron Maiden themselves. When I finally took the plunge into their 2 full-length albums, I was hooked. At one point, jumping into their live album, Live Darkness, I remember thinking to myself, these guys are kind of like the next Iron Maiden. Which I know Jarvis would probably not want me to say, as they are their own entity. However, when you listen to their music or go to their shows, you can feel that same hunger, fire, and passion that Maiden once had when they were still starting out. And I believe that's something that's truly special. So how I got the idea of this petition for Night Demon to open for Maiden comes from exactly that. Since this pandemic has presented all of us with some more time on our hands, I started thinking about Night Demon opening for Maiden more and more. This should be a no-brainer. Not only are all the members huge Maiden fans themselves, but they work their asses off to promote their music, as well as many of their peers as well, and they give it 1,000% every show they do. All of Night Demon's music has the same soaring, catchy hooks, intricate time changes, which all of Maiden's music has as well. All their subject matter just screams true metal, and they have every bit of the same passion that Maiden had and still does to this day. For them to open for Maiden, I have no doubt that they would not let a single audience member down, and they would rightfully earn many new fans along the way. I've already taken the liberty of emailing the petition to as many Maiden emails as I could find. If you'd like to sign the petition, you can do so by going to change.org/nightdemonformaiden and sign the petition. If you would like to follow me, you can do so at Iron_Demon_89. That's Iron_Demon_89. Again, it's change.org/nightdemonformaiden. If anyone else who listens to this podcast believes in this incredible, hardworking, and kick-ass band opening for one of the legends of heavy metal as much as I do, then I implore you, sign the petition, send it off to whoever you know who'd be interested, and keep it rolling along. Up the irons, and for the demon.
So that was Paul Lacayo. You heard him. Go sign the petition. I checked it. It's starting to gain some steam. It's a great idea. Let's see where this goes. Also, George Solano, winner of our draw. Send me an email. Hit me up. We'll get you your prize package. Also, in the subscriber section, we have these Christmas songs you can listen to. There's the video of the Kissmas show, which I haven't seen yet, but it sounds hilarious. So that's about it. I hope everybody has a great holiday. I'll be back next week on New Year's Day with a New Year's Year in Review special. So until next week, until next year, this is Nesbit signing off.
Thanks for listening to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast. Head over to nightdemon.net, click on the subscriber tab and sign up to access exclusive weekly bonus content. If you would like to donate to support the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast, you can do so through PayPal at paypal.me/nightdemonmetal. Additionally, if you have not already done so, please subscribe, like, rate, and review the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts.
All hail, Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast listeners. This is Dusty Squires chiming in to tell you about my brand new signature sticks from the London Drumstick Company. I've dreamt of having my very own drumsticks ever since I was a wee lad, and LDC made that a possibility for me. Founded in 2016 in London, England, the birthplace of heavy metal, the London Drumstick Company has trailblazed a path through the music industry and taken the drummer world by storm. When I met them for the first time, they knew their product was going to withstand the beatings of a Night Demon show. They took the time to work with me on getting everything just right. The balance and weight of my sticks are the same no matter what, and the durability is bar none the best I've ever had. I know my sticks will last through the set night after night. I'm truly honored to work with a company that caters to their players the way LDC does. Their innovation and attention to detail is what separates them from the rest of the stick makers out there. Their custom stick sleeves are unbelievable and really make the entire presentation complete. Wait until you see the design they came up with for me. It blew my mind and was a surprise to say the least. They have all kinds of amazing swag, including hoodies, t-shirts, drummer shorts, drum keys, stick bags, towels, face masks, practice pads, and much, much more. Even if you're not a drummer, you can be a part of Demon history and order my brand new signature sticks direct from their website. How cool is that? And to top it off, the London Drumstick Company are giving an exclusive offer to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast listeners. Go to londondrumsticks.co.uk and receive a 15% store-wide discount using promo code DEMONSTICKS. All capital letters, no spaces, Demon Sticks. DEMONSTICKS. I can't thank everyone there enough for the opportunity to be a part of their family and for them trusting me with their amazing products. See you metal maniacs on the road very soon. And yes, the wood chips will be flying.